Hello, John and Chris here from Nextkeyrealestate. We're going to do a little series. This will be our first one, and today's topic is going to be what you can do as a seller to your house that will help it sell maybe faster and for more money. And we're going to go through. We got a list here of some stuff, and we're going to elaborate on it. And some of this may not be worth doing, right, Chris?
Sometimes it's not, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's every case-by-case scenario. I really have to look at, all the different details of a home and decide whether or not it's cost-effective to do modifications or changes. Or so we're going to offer some tips and tell you what we think and give you some options.
Right. So again, this one's going to be helping if you're looking to list your home. So one of the things is, you probably all know it, clean and declutter. Go through your house and just clean up, get rid of stuff maybe you've been thinking of doing, freshen things up, get rid of old items. Anything else you can think of on that one?
Yes, just declutter. You can thin out, you can put stuff in storage temporarily, you can take down personal items, pictures. You just want to simplify it and let buyers actually see or visualize themselves in their home instead of seeing their pictures. They want to visualize themselves in the home. So taking down anything, just minimizing so it looks nice and clean and basic kind of.
All right. So second on our list is your curb appeal. So depending on if it's summer, like in Maine here, it's winter right now, so curb appeal's not that important. But in the summer, there's a lot of things you can do, just freshening up flower beds, mulching, making sure your grass is kept up, watered, and looking lush and full. If you can, prepare ahead of time and put maybe stuff down to get the weeds out and stuff, it can help with that type of stuff. What do you got on the next one there?
Repairs and maintenance. So sometimes we all have deferred maintenance, and these are all items that sometimes are just small things. Just little trim details around the house, just small things that need to be done. And of course, we always put them off. And when you're getting close to selling your home, you really need to have all these items taken care of. So you're giving the buyers the impression that the home is well maintained and cared for, and I think that goes a long way with buyers. They think that you really cared about it, and you took care of the property and on a regular basis.
Awesome. Decor neutralizing. We kind of hit on that in the first one, but just taking down personal items and stuff and making it a more of a neutral setting, so a new buyer can come through and envision themselves in there and not necessarily be looking at all your personal items that could be up. So, and then what we got next on that one?
And also just paint sometimes makes a big difference.
Painting, yes.
So it doesn't cost that much to paint. So sometimes people paint some vibrant bright colors. Sometimes it's good to just neutralize and doesn't cost a whole lot, and it'll actually go a long way in presenting a cleaner and fresher look to a property. And next one, maximize light. So when you're showing a property, it's best to make sure all your light fixtures are working. Open the window curtains and blinds, and let the natural light come in. That's very important, so people can actually get the best representation of the property.
So the next one is upgrading kitchen and bathroom. So there's a lot of misconceptions, as we know. Typically, we get asked a lot when we're going to home, should I redo my kitchen? Typically, you're not going to get that money back, unfortunately. So it'd be great if you redo your kitchen cabinets and put in new everything, but typically that cost, you're only going to get, I think it's in the 70 to below 80% range, somewhere in there, return on your value. So at the end of the day, why spend all that time, money, and effort to upgrade to lose money on it. Now, of course, if you're going to be living there for a while, upgrade away, even if you're going to live there for a couple of years, that's up to you. But same goes with a bathroom, but don't pass up opportunities to do little things, right? Because we're talking total kitchen upgrades and bathrooms, but little things help, right?
Absolutely. It just, like I said, even just a little fresh coat of paint in the kitchens and bathrooms. You can update hardware. There's certain cost-effective steps that you could take to make it look presentable. You don't know what the buyers are going to do. They may come in and get the whole thing. So, I mean, you don't want to always spend too much money. Sometimes you can adjust the price accordingly depending on the condition of the kitchen and bathroom. So,
yep. What we got next? Staging. That really all depends if you're living in the home or if you're totally moved out and there's no furniture. So, but even with your own furniture, again, this goes back to number one, and neutralizing.
yes.
Get rid of, like we all got in all our houses, we got too much furniture and things are packed up. So it's taking some of that out and making it look bigger and a little bit more functionable and maybe usable. Older furniture that was grandpa's favorite chair that's kind of beat up and scratched from the cats. Try to get it out, and not to say you got to get rid of it, but move it into a garage or maybe even rent a pod or something to just freshen it up and kind of make it look bigger.
Absolutely. I mean, your taste is, when you're living in a home may not be the same as someone else. So it's best to just kind of, like I said, pare down. You have to, present it in the best light. And if it does require staging, you can do that, even if it's, mixing in some of your own pieces and taking out stuff, like John said, that, doesn't quite fit in. You have to present the best impression of the home. So that's an important aspect.
And we're going to skip over a couple here, but photography is the next one I want to hit on. Sure. is man, unfortunately, we see it even with realtors, which isn't a good thing, but they go around with a cell phone, take pictures, and that's your house. That's what they're showing. That is not the proper way to do things. Photographer, we include it with our listing packages, but however you're listing it, or if you're listing on your own, get a professional photographer in there. That's your imaging showing up all over the world on the internet of your house, and that's how you want to attract people to it. And what you don't want is a horrible picture portraying your house to not be what it could be.
It's all about impression. It doesn't cost a whole lot, even if you hire someone, a professional photographer, to take pictures of your home. It's presenting it in the best light. You only get the one chance to actually present the home and in the best light. So it's important to have professional photographs of the property.
And then pricing's another big one. Again, working with your agent, we won't go on much of that unless you're doing stuff on your own. But talk with your realtor and have them. They're going to come up with a reason why they're going to price it and think that it should be priced at a certain point, and be reasonable with it. We all have a valuation that we think all our homes are. But the reality is, depending on the market you're in and stuff, it may not be what that number is, or it might be. But talk with your agent. They'll show you reasons why, and definitely ask questions if you don't agree with it.
Absolutely.
Yep. What do we got next there? Incentives, sometimes you don't have to do that, right? But you can. Incentives are closing costs, and what other things could they do maybe?
Home warranty might be a good idea.
Yep.
Sometimes just covering it, depending on your appliances and the mechanicals in the building, that might be a good way to entice buyers. Give them a peace of mind, in case something fails in the house, they'll it's covered in advance. So.
Yeah, and one other thing, depending if your house is older or something, maybe your carpet needs to be replaced. Offer a flooring allowance or something that close, where, again, like we said earlier, you're not picking. There's so many options now with flooring. You don't want to spend the money on a rug that isn't going to appeal or a floor that isn't going to appeal to that future buyer. Sometimes it's better to say, hey, we'll offer out X amount of money so you can choose your own flooring and get it done.
Flexible showing schedule.
Yeah.
I think it's important to, when you do list your home, to make it available for buyers. You know, everyone's got a busy schedule these days, and you have to make sure that it's available to everyone on reasonable hours. Of course, you don't have to do it late at night or early in the morning, but just make it available so people can get in there easily and see the property. And the people who are interested, one of them's probably going to be the one to buy it. You have to make sure that it's easy to show.
You never know where that buyer is going to come from, right? It could be that one person that it's an inconvenient time for you, but let them do their thing. Let your agent work it, and get as many people through there as possible. Marketing online, there's all sorts of marketing that can be done. It's nowadays with social media and the you're still got print media, your online internet searches. There's more options now than ever. And so again, we don't know where your buyer might be coming from. So we can't just, at least we don't just list it and then forget it on the MLS. There's got to be other marketing channels done to give your house the maximum exposure.
It could be a buyer from out of state. So sometimes you have to focus on out of state buyers and marketing. So there's different ways, but the best thing to do is when you sit down with your realtor, your real estate professional, you have to, create a marketing budget and think about different ways to reach the right buyer.
And then lastly, documentation. A lot of this stuff, there's legal stuff that when you're selling a home, you have to actually do and provide. But you can go above and beyond that a little bit with documentation that may be good for a buyer to know, like list things you've done for improvements in the last 5 years that you could pass on as knowledge to them to say, hey, I don't know, the roof was just new, the flooring was just put in. I just put that, the refrigerator and all the appliances are only a year old, and there's a lot of things that can be done there.
Absolutely. I like to recommend, creating a whole list of all the different improvements in, some of the costs. You may not get them all back, but at least a buyer will, know what's been done, in the time frame, when it's been done, so they have a better idea as to, replacement costs down the road. It's just again a peace of mind.
And one thing you can do, it's truly up to talk to your agent what may fit, but a pre-home inspection, you get that done. It kind of gives you as a seller the ease back of saying, okay, now I know the house has been inspected. I know some of the issues. I'm going to address them. That way, when I put it on the market, I can now share this inspection report so a potential buyer can come in and say, oh, wow, they've already done all that. There was some issues. They've corrected them. And now I feel really comfortable to offer top price for this. It really depends. Talk to your agent. They can, sometimes it's not needed maybe, but it can be a good thing just depending on how the market's doing where you're at.
Absolutely.
Outside of that, at the end of the day, you're just trying to instill confidence in a buyer that's coming through. So all these things are focusing your house to a buyer to say, hey, here I am. I'm awesome. Give me top dollar. And that's, depending on your market again, if it's priced well and everything, we're seeing it still with good homes. Multiple offers come in.
Yeah.
And
our job is to get you the most amount of money and the best terms as possible, and that's what we're going to do for you. So.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you watching, and we're going to have some more things down the road for you. And reach out to us anytime. We'll have our information here at the end. Call, text, email, message us on YouTube here. And we appreciate you following, like and subscribe us, and see you down the road.
Thank you.